Hello, ATI. Yes, people, what's good and welcome back to the channel. So today, guys, I just want to let you know I am switching from Aquaforest to ATI. Now, ATI isn't like a new thing. ATI has been out for a couple of years now, and I decided to go with the Essentials Pro approach to running my reef tank. Now, it's about 9 a.m., so the reef tank's just waking up, so it looks a bit blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you guys what my steps are to implementing ATI into my aquarium. Okay, guys, so the reason why I switched from Aquaforest, well, there's a couple of reasons why I switched from Aquaforest. Number one, for me, I was dosing way too much. And yes, you can buy the concentrated version of Aquaforest. However, my NO3 was just, it was dipping out. Like I was getting zero NO3 in my system, and my PO4 was remaining, within the range I had set. So my NO3 was a big issue. So I didn't know how I could go around sorting that out. Yes, I could have dosed nitrates straight into the tank or fed more, but I was just, I needed something where I had a bit more control. So after speaking to a couple of people and doing some research and just looking around, I decided to go with the ATI nutrition or ATI Essentials approach to running my reef tank. Now, there's a couple of things that I'm missing here. For example, I'm missing an ICP test, and I'll get to that in a minute. So the ATI Essentials Pro is literally a two-part way of dosing your system. One's alkalinity and other stuff in here. One's calcium and I believe magnesium. And I think it holds about 25 or 28 of the essential elements needed to run a tank. And it goes against my ethos of reefing because I'm someone who does regular water changes, but with this it's saying that you can do water changes with this, and I'll break this down as well. However, you don't need to do the conventional water change if your salinity was to go above 35 ppt. I think what I've read, they said that you can literally take some water out and add some fresh RDI water to bring that back down. That's something we'll cover in a minute as well. Okay, so with the ATI Essentials Pro, it says it's 5 times super concentrated two-part system. So that means is 5 of these, plus 4 RODI will equate to a diluted version. Yeah, that's bollocks. What I meant to say is 1 part ATI Essentials Pro goes to 4 parts of RDI water. Can't get that right, bro. Get a grip. So whatever you're doing, whatever you measure on here, and if you can see, I've already measured 300 mil. Now my dosing containers are for 1500 mil. So that's when you break it down by 5, you get 300. So I do 300 mil of my alkalinity, and then I top that off with RDI water to make up the rest. So that's how I get my solution. Same thing with calcium. Now with these two, it was recommended that you don't dose it in a concentrated version. So at the moment, I'm dosing about 80 mil on this. That's each. I have been testing my alkalinity. My alkalinity this morning it was 7.2. ATI recommend that you hold an alkalinity or Ka, sorry, of between 7 and 8. So that's what I'm aiming for. So over the next couple of days, I'll just be testing my alkalinity, seeing where I sit. Then after a week or so, test my calcium, see where it is. And there's another part I need to get an ICP test sent off. Now, I will do the ICP test after, say, 3 weeks of dosing this, when I know it's taken into the system and my alkalinity and calcium have become stable and I'm happy where they are. Now, let's talk about the nutrient side of it. I'm missing one thing for this as well. I'm missing the C, which is the carbon. So N, nutrition N, is basically a nitrogen, or for your nitrates to raise it. So this is what it says there. Nutrition N is a complex of essential nitrogen compounds, specially tailored for the needs of reef aquariums. Nutrition N successfully prevents nitrogen limitations, and that's the issue I was having. And my NO3, or the N part of my system, was like 0. When I tested with my Hannah checker a couple of days ago, it was just 0, and it's been like that for a couple of weeks. It was about 2 or 3, and for some unknown reason, it's just gone down to 0. So I started to dose this. Now this is also diluted as well. I followed the instructions where you can actually dilute it using RODI water. And this is the P, the phosphorus. I've been using this for about a year now, and it's the same thing. It just puts phosphorus into the system so corals can feed. Now, what I think that attracted me to this, if I'm wrong, guys, just leave in the comments below. with nutrition, ATI nutrition, if your N and your P go too high, you can actually just dose the C, which is the carbon, to bring it down. So for me, that is a big game changer, because I can control where my nutrients sit. Yeah, so if it goes too high, I just have to dose the C, bring it back down. So it's a more controlled way of monitoring my nutrients in my system, as well as dosing this. Okay, so water changes comes in this form. Now it's already a pre-mix, close, or the closest thing to salt water they stated that you can get. So no impurities, and it comes in two parts where you mix together, if I'm not mistaken, and then you add RODI water to make the amount of water you need on top. So this is what the chart looks like on the box. So on the box, I usually do around 15 liters, yeah? So it'll tell you the amount of RDI water that you need. It'll tell you how much of each of the bottles that you need to put in the box itself. So it says I need 900 ml of both. So that goes in first, I believe, and then you add the RDI water on top. I need to just do a bit more research, because I don't want to add things into, you know, my mixing container for my salt water and it start precipitating. So I just need to do you know, more research in that. And also in here, it tells you exactly what's in there. So that's the nitrate in there, and it gives you a list of every single trace element that you can think of for your aquarium, or you'll need for your aquarium. As well, guys, I have marked where my 300 ml line is. So when I'm replacing the Essentials Pro in the chamber 1, which is calcium / magnesium, I think, and then chamber 2, which is the alkalinity, you know, I know where to add the you know, the solution. And also for the NO3, which is this one now, and then the PO4, which has always been the same one here. So I can just add the recommended amount of RDI water to this. Now I literally made some Aquaforest a couple of weeks before dosing this, and this was full with Aquaforest stuff, and even Essentials Nutrition P. So what I had to do, literally unplug all the, I'll show you, all of the tubing for the dosing lines, yeah, and I replaced every single one. So it's fresh tubing on here for dosing, so there's no residue from the Aquaforest stuff. Then I tipped this whole thing down the drain, literally whole thing down the drain, got a little sponge and tried to clean it out as best as possible. There's still some residue from the Aquaforest calcium, we can say iron residue there, but that's just, you know, that I think that's just staying onto the acrylic now. It's not harming anything. So what I've done is I primed everything else and put some brand new check valves on there. I'll show you guys that as well. So I got some brand new check valves on there, so you can see 4 black check valves. And what I've always done with my dosing regime, this is my calcium and this one here is my alkalinity, so they are on polar or the opposite ends on my dosing bracket, and that's just to prevent them from interacting and precipitation. And now with the ATI Essential Pro solutions, it's recommended that these are dosed on even and odd hours. So for example, if you dose part 1, which is this one here, at 1 o'clock or 1 a.m, you would dose part 2 at 2 a.m, and that's just going to prevent them from precipitating. That is the reason why as well, that, like I said, to keep my dosing lines separate. So I've got alkalinity one far corner and calcium at the other far corner, so they don't have any chance of them meeting up. Because when I had the Aquaforest, I had them side by side, and it was always some precipitation or some sort of residue that kept clunking up at the bottom of the bracket. So yeah, to prevent that, keep them apart, everything in the middle, and then yeah, let's see how we get on. So yeah, guys, I'm really excited about this. Yeah, so ATI Essentials being started onto the TMC. The next couple of weeks, what I'll just ensure that my alkalinity remains within that range, that what's it, 7 to 8 DKH that they're recommending. So I'll try to keep it a bit more like 7.5 maybe, and they're recommending that my daily drift should be about a 0.2. Once I've gotten to that point and I think it's stable, I'm going to send off an ICP test, see what elements or what they're recommending to do, and then start implementing that. Now this, I need to do more water changes to bring it to, you know, a good solution, whatever it needs to be. I'll do those water changes using their solution slowly, and also if I need to start dosing any, you know, minor trace elements, purchase that and start doing it daily, and then a couple of months after that, then set up another ICP test. So I know Aquaforest, they do ICP testing, and Aquaforest, you can mix your own solution. You can buy the concentrated version as well. I just got tired of mixing up stuff for Aquaforest, to be honest, and the amount I was dosing was just not economical when I was mixing it. I was dosing about 200 ml a day, so in about 3 weeks I had to mix up some more stuff, more RDA. It was a headache. It was just a long thing. Yeah, so nothing against Aquaforest. Yeah, I just want to simplify my life. So in Essentials Pro, concentrated version, put it in the dosing container, add RDI water, and away you go, guys. So yeah, guys, that is the update for the TMC this week. And I tell you what, man, installing or getting this essential stuff mixed in, it literally took me an hour and a half to get done, after ripping out all the dosing tubes and everything else, and then mixing the Essentials Pro into the right proportions. It was quite easy. Just add RDI water at the right levels or the right ratio, and then I was good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test my alkalinity later on, just to see where it sits, if I need to add any more to my dosing. So if I have to take it up to about maybe 85 or 80, I'll do so. So I know next time I mix some Essentials Pro, I probably have to add more solution, so I'm dosing less throughout the day, if that makes sense. Yeah, because I don't want to be sitting at 100 ml a day. I want to keep it under 100 ml so my Essentials Pro can last a bit longer. So yeah, guys, ATI Essentials now on the TMC. So guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you have any comments or any suggestions how I can make my life easier when running ATI Essentials Pro, leave in the comments below. Yeah, tank just farted, yeah, not me. Yeah, so guys, this is Noah for Aquatics Reefing. I'll see you next time.